Forced Invasion of Montane Grasslands by Jesse Mike. You would be hard-pressed to find a more beautiful landscape than the meadows of the Valles Caldera in New Mexico or the Grand Canyon North Rim in Arizona. These meadows, also known as montane grasslands, and many others like them, offer spectacular views of scenery, plants, and wildlife that attract visitors from miles around. Montane grasslands, aside from being aesthetically pleasing, are important parts of many landscapes and have been for millennia. They harbor rare species, provide habitat for wildlife, and have a high level of biodiversity compared to the surrounding forests. Maintenance of montane grasslands is attributed to the fact that although calm and peaceful to us, they are often inhospitable environments for seedlings of the surrounding conifer forests. Factors such as grazing, fire, climate, and their interactions can effectively stop forest stand development in montane grasslands by preventing the establishment of tree seedlings, otherwise known as stand initiation. Consequently, changes in these factors can allow seedlings to establish and forests to invade montane grasslands. Grasslands invaded by forests see a sharp decline in species as the community transforms into a closed canopy understory. This trend has been seen across western North America over the past century. All montane grasslands have been grazed in some form or another because of their high productivity of grasses and forbs. Grazing can have both a positive and negative effect on tree seedling establishment depending on the type and severity. Grazing by wildlife such as the golden-mantled ground squirrel and elk in the Valles Caldera have been shown to cause significant ponderosa pine seedling mortality in grasslands. On the other hand, grazing by livestock can promote tree seedling establishment by reducing the abundance of grasses and forbs, thereby decreasing below-ground competition for resources. This also decreases the cover of grasses and forbs and increases the chance of a seed falling on the bare soil needed to germinate. Abrupt transitions from heavy livestock grazing to light or none have resulted in large pulses of tree seedling establishment and forest invasion of montane grasslands. Heavy grazing can also affect the fire regime in montane grasslands by decreasing the availability of fine fuels necessary to carry surface fires. Fire plays a significant role in the dynamics of seedling establishment and the maintenance of montane grasslands, especially in drier areas. The natural accumulation of fine fuels in dry grasslands results in a frequent, low-intensity surface fire regime. This benefits fire-adapted grasses but causes significant mortality in tree seedlings that haven't matured to a fire-tolerant stage. Consequently, widespread anthropogenic fire suppression in the late 19th century and early 20th century have allowed tree seedling establishment in many grasslands. This is seen as the most significant cause of forest invasion in dry montane grasslands. These grasslands have experienced the most severe forest invasion. An example is in the Jemez Mountains, New Mexico, where as much as 50% of the dry montane grasslands have been invaded by ponderosa pine since 1935. This invasion is largely attributed to fire suppression over the past century. Temperature and precipitation can dramatically affect seedling establishment and survival rates in montane grasslands. Low minimum temperatures in the growing season have been shown to inhibit growth and cause mortality due to frost damage in seedlings. Conversely, increases in seedling establishment and forest invasion have been correlated to increases in growing season precipitation and temperature. An example is in Yellowstone National Park, where there was a strong correlation found between lodgepole pine invasion into meadows and warm, moist summer events. Temperature and precipitation continue to be interesting factors affecting tree seedling establishment in montane grasslands in light of climate change. It remains unclear how the dynamics of montane grasslands and forest invasion will respond to climate change. In a region such as the Southwest, warmer temperatures could result in an increase in seedling establishment and forest invasion of grasslands, where low temperatures are limiting. However, the increase in temperature will also have a drying effect that is predicted to increase the occurrence of fires in the region, which could favor montane grasslands. These fires, however, are expected to be more intense than those of the historic fire regime responsible for the maintenance of montane grasslands. It is therefore unclear how they will respond. The success of tree seedling establishment in montane grasslands is based on many factors, including grazing, fire, climate, and their interactions. Changes in these factors determine the extent of forest invasion and the maintenance of montane grasslands. Widespread forest invasion has slowed with the implementation of proper land management, such as the regulation of grazing and recognition of historic fire regimes. However, the balance between montane grasslands and the surrounding forest remains uncertain with changing climate.